Hello dear students, I hope you enjoyed the last video. So here in this video we are going to actually define what the probability is. In the last two videos we had just a very basic introduction of what we are going to do and some definitions, right? So first of all we have to know what is a probability. Now you see, I told you that we have an experiment. We have an experiment and its outputs are random. It means that there are more than one outputs, right? So we call this those outputs as outcomes. So we have experiment, a random experiment, and then we have its outputs, right? For example, when you throw a die, so you can get 1 2 3 4 5 or 6, right? Now if I ask you, how likely is it that 6 will come? Okay, so what is the probability that how likely is it that 6 will come is defined by probability, right? So if I define what is the probability, so a probability is a real number between 0 and 1 that describes how likely is it that an event will occur. So let me write down the definition. Probability, it is a real number between 0 and 1. It is a real number between 0 and 1 that describes how likely it is that an event will occur. Okay, so for example, suppose you are throwing this die and you are getting 1 2 3 4 5 6, and these events are these that 1 is occurring or 2 is occurring, they are equally likely. Equally likely means that chances of getting 1 is same as chances of getting 2, which is same as chances of getting 3, which is same as chances of getting 4, which is same as chances of getting 5, and which is same as chances of getting 6. So equally likely means there is no biasness. Everything is unbiased. So that is the meaning of equally likely, right? Now if you throw this die and I ask you, what is the probability of getting a 6? What is the probability of getting a 6? Right, so that is, here you will see that my sample space, total number of outcomes, they are 6, because you can get 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 and 5 or 6. So your n of s is 6, and the event you are looking for, you want to see what is the probability of getting a 6. So your event contains only 6, so your number of elements in the event is 1. Okay, so there is only one element. Now you see, there are total 6 outcomes and your event has only one outcome and all the outcomes are equally likely. So what do you think is the probability of getting 6? So probability of getting a 6, we write it as P of E is equal to number of elements in your event E divided by number of elements in your sample space. That is your total number of possible outcomes. So this is 1 by 6. But when you use this definition of computing probability, right, so this is the definition of computing probability, you have to be warned about, this is true, this formula is valid if all the outcomes are equally likely, otherwise it is not valid. This formula is valid if all the outcomes are equally likely, otherwise you cannot use it. Fine, so you have to make sure that all the outcomes are equally likely, then only you are going to use this formula, otherwise not. Fine, so let us look at another example. So let me write down again the definition of probability. So we will define, this is actually called theoretical probability. Why this is called theoretical probability, we will get to know in the next video. So this is for an event probability of event is equal to number of elements in that event divided by n of s, right? So this is an event and this tells you how likely it is that event E will occur. E will occur when experiment is performed, when random experiment is performed. So this is the definition of probability, right? So let us look at examples. And if you first of all some observations. So clearly, because S is the larger set, okay, so number of elements in S, because S is your sample space and E is the smaller set, E is a subset of S. So because E is smaller set, and S is the larger set, so number of elements in E will be less as compared to number of elements in S. Therefore, probability of E will be less than equal to 1, and obviously this is also greater than equal to 0. Why this is greater than equal to 0? Because we will talk about E. E is having at least it starts with 0 element or 1 element or 2 elements. So it cannot have negative elements, right? So that is why you first have this observation that probability is a number between 0 and 1. Okay. Now I can put one more observation. So if probability of E is 1, probability of E 1 means n of E upon n of S is 1, which implies number of elements in E is same as number of elements in S. Now because number of elements in E is same as number of elements in S and E is a subset of S, it is a part of S. So it implies E is equal to S. It means that there is a 100% chance that the event will occur. It will always occur because when you perform the experiment, the possible outcomes are S and your event is also S, right? So it means that 100% chances of occurrence when your probability of E is 1. And when probability of E is 0, this is my third observation, if probability of E is 0, it means that number of elements in E upon number of elements in S is 0. Now obviously if you are performing an experiment, it is not that there is no outcome. So this is non-zero. So from here you get number of E is 0. So that means that your event is an empty set. Therefore, no chance of occurrence. Event will never occur. Event will never occur. So if you get probability 0 means event will never occur. If you get probability 1, event will always occur. So these are some of the observations, right? Now again I will I will discuss the 4 experiments which we were discussing from last 2 videos. So the first experiment was tossing a unbiased coin. Tossing an unbiased coin. So now you see, when you toss a coin, you get head or tail. So your S is H comma T. Now I want to know what is the probability of getting a head. So what is the probability of getting a head is my event is H. So what is the number of elements in E? That is 1. Here what is number of elements in S? That is 2. Therefore what is the probability of E? That will be 1 by 2. So that is 0.5. So here in this experiment, when you toss an unbiased coin, probability of getting a head is 0.5. Similarly, if I talk about probability of getting a tail, so that will be, again your event becomes containing only one element, that is tail. So your n of E is 1. So therefore probability of E is 1 by 2, that is 0.5. Right. So this is about experiment 1. Now let us move on to the second experiment. Experiment 2. What was experiment 2? Was rolling a die. Again we assume that this is unbiased. It means that all the events are equally likely. In this case, what is your sample space? All the possible outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So n of s is 6. And suppose I want to know what is the probability of getting 2 or 4 or 6. That is probability of getting an even number. So it means that here your E becomes 2, 4 or 6. So number of elements in E is 3. And therefore probability of E will be 3 by 6. That is 1 by 2.5. So that also you can notice that because there are total 6 outputs and you are interested in 3 of them. So obviously there is a chance of 1.5 that you will get an even number. So now if I ask you what is the probability of getting multiple of 3, you roll a die and I want to know what is the probability of getting a multiple of 3. Now you see, multiple of 3 is either 3 or 6. So this is your event and number of elements in the event are 2. Therefore probability of getting a multiple of 3 is 2 by 6. That is 1 by 3. Fine. So this is how you compute your probability. This is theoretical probability and you have to note this you can do when all the outcomes are equally likely. So let us move on to the third experiment. Your third experiment was rolling two dice, right? So you have 2 dice and you roll them. So the possible outcomes were, and then you compute the count the number of dots, count the number of total dots, right? So here I'm asking, here you see what were the total number of outcomes. So if you just look at the number of dots, they were either 2 or 3, 4, 5 up to 12. These were the possible outcomes, right? But corresponding to each of, for example, if you want to get a 2, so the only option is that you will get 1 on the first die, 1 on the second die. But if you want to get 3, your possibilities are 1 on the first dice, 2 on the second dice, or 2 on the first dice, or 1 on the second dice, like this. And if you want to get a 4, so your chances are 1 on the first, 3 on the second, 3 on the first, 1 on the second, 2 on each die, like this, right? Now like this there were total S was containing 36 elements, right? We have seen this. On the first dice there are 6 possibilities, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and on the second die again there are 6 possibilities. So total number of possibilities are 36, right? Now suppose I want to know what is the probability of getting 8 total dots. Right, now you see your event E is getting 8 total dots. So you see how that is possible. So you have 2 dice, you want total number of dots to be 8. So obviously because the maximum number of dots on one die is 6. So your first possibility is 2 on the first dice, 6 on the second dice, or 6 on the first dice, 2 on the second die, or you can have 3 on the first die, 5 on the second die, or you can have 5 on the first die and 3 on the second die, or you can have 4 on each die. So there is no other possibilities. So there are 5 outcomes which are in favor. So your number of elements in your event is 5. Therefore your probability of the event, that is you get 8 total dots, is 5 by 36. So this is your probability. So do you understand that there are total 36 things which can happen, and out of those 36 things, everything is equally likely, and you are interested in 5 things. So that is why your probability will be 5 by 36. Okay, now there is a important thing to note. If you look at experiment 4, what was that? That was two teens, A and B are playing. A and B are playing. This is your experiment, and looking at the final scoreboard, A, B. So final scoreboard. So that was your experiment, and there were infinite number of outcomes, right? Now here you cannot use this theoretical probability. Why? Because here the events are not equally likely. Events are not equally likely. Not events, I should write outcomes. Outcomes are not equally likely. How? For example, getting a score of 11 by 1 by 1 for each team is more likely as compared to getting this 20, 22. Okay, or getting a score of 100, 150. So this is almost not possible, right? So here all the outcomes are not equally likely. So you cannot use here your probability definition, that number of elements in the event upon number of elements in the sample space. Here we will see later on how we will compute probabilities in these cases, right? Okay, so I hope you understand what do you mean by probability, right? And in the next video we will be practicing some problems, and then we will move on to the next thing, which is how you actually compute in real life, in experiments, how you compute the probability, right? Thank you for watching this video. Please share this video and subscribe to the channel.